Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shauna, your Forex Queen, and today's trading secret of the day is risk sentiment. Now, what is risk sentiment and how could it be beneficial to you in your trading? Well, I'm going to discuss three. The first is risk off, which has to do with your safe haven currencies. The second is risk on, which has to do with your high beta currencies. And lastly, I will discuss what a mixed risk sentiment is. So what exactly is risk sentiment? It's basically the mood of the market, how the market is feeling right now in terms of its risk appetite. Now, as we know, the market is driven by traders, us, and we are emotional beings. And when traders are feeling uncertain, uneasy, and fearful about what's going on in the market, that typically leads to a risk-off sentiment. Now, the currencies that are associated with a risk-off sentiment are your Swiss franc, your Japanese yen, and your US dollar. Okay? And typically, when you're in a risk-off market or a risk-off sentiment, that means you will find strength in those three currencies. Now, what is a risk-on sentiment? That typically means that there's no fear in the market. We typically see equities moving up. Stocks are doing well that day. There's really no breaking news, no threat that causes traders to be fearful. And so we see high beta currencies actually gaining strength in a risk-on market. Okay? So how is this beneficial to you when you're trading? What you want to do when you're trading is you want to pair a weak currency with a strong currency. So if I tell you that it's a risk-off market today, that means you know that more than likely the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, and the US dollar will be gaining strength. And then you would also know that your high beta currencies, your Australian dollar, your Canadian dollar, as well as your New Zealand dollar will be weaker. Okay, so you want to pair the strong currencies with weaker currencies. Okay, now what exactly is a mixed risk sentiment? Basically, a mixed risk sentiment or a mixed risk tone is a market in which there's really no clear direction as to are we going up or are we going down. So typically when we see that, you might see a bunch of zigzags and it may just stay within a certain range. There's no real catalyst that moves the market in either direction. Usually during those times of a mixed risk sentiment, I like to stay on the sidelines and not even trade until I have a clear idea of which market we are in or which sentiment we are in. All right, that's today's trading secret of the day. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me and I'll try to make a video about it. Take care.